realized the reason for which God raised him, it was almost too late. So he told Pharaoh, you see, the years of my pilgrimage, 130. But you see, the years of my life, the true life that I led, they are very few. So a man can be 60 years of age and he lived by God's record for 2 years. Because he only spent 2 years to point at the reason for which he was created. You know, if there is a prayer I have prayed and prayed and I will never get tired of praying, is that God will synchronize my life with my time. So that by the time my life is finishing, my time should also finish. Can I read Habakkuk chapter 2? I'll read verses 1 to 3. And I want to hear what the Bible says. As we pursue this course with definiteness of purpose and with focus, I will stand upon my word and set me upon the tower, and we watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. This verse looks very difficult to understand, but the prophet was writing here. I don't know whether I should touch this a little. Maybe I will as I read on. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall what? It shall speak, because it will point at something. At the end it will not be confusing at all, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Now, I don't want to bother you with some of the things that came to me as I pressed on the Lord for this meeting, that sound like personal to me. And I said to myself, whatever vision that will surely come is worth waiting for. And whatever vision, no matter how long it tarried, before it comes, once it will surely come, that, permit my English, that tardiness is not tardiness. I'll talk about it. So this man said, I will stand upon my watch. Now, I know you know that our former president, Olusegun Okikiola, Matthew Obasanjo, wrote a book, My Watch. And of course I read a part of that book. I have not finished reading it. Beautiful book. There is the word my watch, or the phrase my watch, could be my beat, my duty, my responsibility, or my tenor. This man says, I will stand upon my watch. Sometimes they allot a soldier to be at a point, and he must be there possibly from 10 to 3. That is his watch. That is his beat. He must be found to be there, and nothing must go wrong during that time. I will stand upon my watch. I am not going to sleep during my watch. I'm not going to be playing during my watch. I will stand, and I will stand upright. And I will set myself upon the tower. Now, I want to understand, when a man is a watchman and he stays in the valley, all who are under him, they are in trouble, because the enemy will meet them unawares. So men who are watchers or watchmen, they don't sit in the valley. They climb the tower and they go and stand so that when the enemy is approaching, they will see from afar and they will raise alarm. Paul said, all run, but one win the prize. It was difficult for me to understand what he said for years. All run in a race. I said, no, few run in a race, but one win the prize. Paul said, no, all. The coach is involved. The parents of the athlete is involved. His wife is involved. The children involved. The nation involved. Everybody. When Nigeria was playing AFCON, were you not involved? Sometimes you even put your spirituality aside. He said, this is football. I want to be free. And then you shout the kind of shout you never shouted for Christ. You rejoice at a goal, and yet you never rejoice when Christ wins a soul. Because your heart is involved. Everybody, but if they have won the cup, they are the one to receive the medal. But we rejoice in their victory. So when they didn't fail, when they didn't go forward, what happened to you? You were sad. All run in a race. Can I say to you, if it is just yourself alone involved in your life, I will say it doesn't matter. But the entire heavens are involved. God the Father is involved. The Spirit is involved. Christ is involved. The innumerable number of the angels are involved. Failing at your watch is a failure of heaven. Something serious is at stake over your life. I will stand upon my watch, and I will set myself on the tower. I will watch to see what he will say. I think he will say, I will watch to hear. But I have found out that men who heard God well, they were men who saw what he said. Am I making sense? When Jezebel said to Elijah, by this time next year I will make you like one of the prophets of Baal. The Bible said, and when he saw that, not when he heard it, he caught a revelation in what Jezebel said. He saw his picture, the picture of a dead man. He ran. So I like to say to you that where you are, as you are coming to the university, it is very good for me to tell you that you must stand upon your watch. You must be careful of what God has in mind for bringing you here. It is possible that he has spoken to you before now. You need to watch to see what he will say. Men who ran their races correctly, they were men who ran with the voice of their coach in their hearts. They hear instruction every step of the way, and that's why they never misbehave. In football matches that you are very familiar with, the coach never sat in the dressing room. He sits beside the field. Many times he rises and he will come near so that the players can hear his instructions even during the match. I will stand upon my watch. I can't stand upon your watch. You can't stand upon my watch. It is your duty to stand upon your watch and to set yourself upon the tower, waiting for divine instruction. Throughout your stay in this university, I like to say to you, one thing you must not joke with is the word of God. I'll tell you why. Many of us, in fact, many of the men of God that I know today that are making waves today, they started in the university. I'm going to talk about it, even though time is flying. This same University of Ibadan produced the likes of Rogbili Akane. It was in this same university. I attended the Polytechnic Ibadan. It was on campus I caught the fire that is burning in me today. It was like a joke. It was as if it was nothing. Just hearing God's firebrand. It was the final message I heard before I left school. And I knelt down quietly and I said, God, so if you mean you are sending me out of this school to go and be a firebrand, having listened to the foxes of Samson and their exploits, then God, you have to use me. I prayed. I didn't know God heard me. And since that 1985 till now, that fire has not died. Am I making sense to you? Now look at this. To watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. I wish I can talk about it, but I need to run. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. So 4 things. Number 1, write. W-R-I-T-E. Number 2, rightly. That is, make it plain. R-I-G-H-T-L-Y. Rightly. Write it. That's number 1. Number 2, rightly. 2. Number 3, read it. Number 4, run with it. Now, so how do I come to these 4 key issues for a man who wants to fulfill his vision? The first one is write it. Now, People who are very close to me, they know that I'm an addict when it comes to writing. I cannot do without writing in a day. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I will tell you. When Solomon was taking the handover note from David, and especially about the temple that he was to build, and David was giving him the dimensions and everything, I was looking at the word of God, and it looks to me as if Solomon was wondering, I know this man to be a warrior. When did he become a civil engineer or a quantity surveyor? And David said, I understood this in writing by the hand of the Lord upon me. I'll tell you a short story. Many years back, when I understood the secret of writing, I will look for a small post, this sticky note, and I will scribble something on it, and I will paste it on the page of my Bible. And in that way, I will have captured what the Lord said to me from that page of the Bible. And I was doing that. At a point, God stopped showing me scriptures, and I became worried. I prayed. I checked my life for possible a sin that made the heaven to be shut over my life. I couldn't locate anyone. So I prayed, and God came mercifully and showed me a revelation. I saw that there was very sharp, acute fuel shortage in the country. And people have to sleep in the filling station for 1 week and they will not get fuel. It was a very serious crisis in the nation. And I was just passing through a filling station in that vision. And then the petrol attendant spotted me and by himself asked me, do you want fuel? And I said, yes. And he said, where is your jerry can? And I said, I don't have. You know, the people in that filling station, they almost lynched me. They said, we have been here for 1 week. We couldn't have fuel. Somebody want to give you fuel free of charge. You have nothing to collect it. You are a stupid man. And they almost lynched me. In fear, I woke up. So I knew that God stopped what he was giving to me because I provided no container to collect it. So I made up my mind I was not going to use small notes, sticky notes to write those things anymore. I went for a big book to write them. And it has been flowing since that day till now. Even today, it doesn't happen. When I am praying, my phone is in my hand. Not because I want to pick calls, but because I want to pick messages. I don't know how John did it. On the island of Patmos, God, Jesus said, write. And then he was writing. So I said, where did he get pen and paper? So it meant that everywhere John Beloved went, a pen is in his pocket, a paper is in his pocket to take dictation from heaven. Such men fulfill their purposes in life because they never missed a line. God is not in the habit of showing everything he wants to show to a man in 1 day. His revelations are progressive. So if you don't know how to document it, you will waste a line. Once you waste one line, you'll be disconnected from the rest. So write. No man writes and will be wrong. No man writes and it will be a write-off in life. Take time to write what God is saying to you. Am I making sense to you? Please guide me with time. Once I have 10 minutes more, let me know. Or it's already 10 minutes more. Okay. Number 2, make it plain upon the tables, upon the tablets. How do I tell you? Can I ask you to read Acts chapter 11? Maybe that will help you. Is that one coming from here? Or from somewhere else? It's from here. Brother, you are not helping yourself. If others are listening to the word of God and you are playing keyboard, you are disconnected. I am telling you the truth. You don't play when the God is speaking to you. No. It may be a style here, but I tell you it's not a style I want to encourage. If you don't mind, I can tell you. David played for kings, but he never played with his eyes closed. So he could see the javelin coming, and he could escape. So when a man plays the keyboard and he closes his eyes to what is coming to him, he will not even know when danger is coming to. So please, once it is 10 minutes to go, just tell me. I will close. I don't need the keyboard signal. It's not for me, it's for the brother, so that he will not miss any line. We don't help our workers when we engage them in official duties and we don't take care of their lives. It would have been a different kettle of fish if after this meeting there is a retreat for them alone. Maybe that would have been better. With us, before a retreat, I have a retreat with the source persons. So that, because I know there will be so much engaged during the meeting, so that there will be nothing they will miss. We'll have had a retreat. We'll sit down together for 2-3 days. We'll have a retreat ahead of that retreat. In that way, my heart is settled that I will not be raising people who are all clothes and nothing inside. Am I making sense to you? Leaders, have I made sense at all? All right, so let me read this. Acts chapter 11. I want to see this issue. I read from verse 1. And the apostles and brethren that were in Judea heard that the Gentiles had also received the word of God. And when Peter was come to Jerusalem, they that were of the circumcision contended with him, saying, Thou wentest into men uncircumcised, and didst eat with them. But Peter rehearsed the matter from the beginning, and expounded it by order unto them, saying, I was in the city of Joppa praying, and in a trance I saw a vision, a certain vessel descend, as it had been a great sheet let down from heaven by 4 corners, and it came even to me, upon the which, when I had fastened my eyes, I considered, and saw 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And I heard a voice saying unto me, Arise, Peter, slay and eat. Now, this story we know very well, but I want to draw something. When Habakkuk said, write it and make it plain. Now, Peter taught me how to make something plain. When he saw that vision, he said, that vision, as it came to him, when I had fastened my eyes upon it. Now, that was the challenge in my heart. When I had fastened my eyes. So the word fasting means to clasped. It means to tighten your hold on something. Now, but I also know that the word fast is inside fasting. And the word fast, apart from speed, it has to do with abstinence. When a man is fasting, he abstains from food. Now, when he said he fastened his eyes, it meant that he caused his eyes to fast. He abstained his eyes from what could distract him from what he's seeing. He concentrated his gaze. It was an absorbing gaze on that which he was seeing. So when you write the vision that God has given to you, when you understand where God is taking you, when you understand what you are going to be tomorrow, when you understand how far the Lord is taking you, there is a need for you to fasten your eyes upon it for you to make it plain. You have to look away from girls that dress carelessly on campus. You have to take your eyes from boys who are flaunting big and flashy cars. Don't go and chill with them, otherwise you will chill in the freezer. Fasten your eyes upon your vision. You came to University of Ibadan for a reason. God granted you that admission at this time because he wants to introduce you into something. You cannot afford to waste it. Now, when this man fastened his eyes, there were very attractive distractions all around him, but he gazed upon that which came. He said, I considered. The word consider means study. I studied it. It was when I studied it, I saw that it is not just one kind of animals in that sheet. I saw 4-footed beasts of the earth. It was that day I knew that God gave Peter a global mission. 4-footed beast of the earth. There is no 4-footed animal anywhere in the world that was not in that sheet. Now, a man who has a global mission, do you think that man can be sleeping every day? No. A man who has not travailed in prayer cannot prevail in life. It's not possible. A man who has not traveled over the world in prayer cannot travel over the world ministering to people. It's not possible. So I saw that this man did not only see 4-footed beasts of the earth, he also saw wild animals playing. He is not confused about what he saw. And I've come to know that if you lack concentration, your life will not also be a concentrate. It's not possible. You cannot be looking everywhere. And you see the way God designed our eyes. Yoruba says, Oju ki gbo wo ko ma wo be. If there is anything, this eye can roll at 360 degrees. Very unstable. Among all the parts of the body, that is one part that is not stable. So Yoruba says, it is a calm eye that sees the nose. Ojú tó bá barale ló máa ń rí imú. You may see many things around you and you may not see your nose. But when your eyes is calm and is still, you will see. If you enter into a darkness and you stand still for a while, you will start to see. So can I say to you that there is no way the enemy can confuse you when you focus your attention on your vision. When you understand why you are here and you are going to give it all of your attention, there is no way any other thing will matter to you. You may not have more than 2 shoes, but tomorrow, if you want to wear a golden shoe, you will wear it. During holidays when I was in the Polytechnic, I would go and do driving job. I'll be supplying bread, Sab Bakery. I'll be supplying bread to stores everywhere. I even come to Poly to come and supply bread. I was a student. I was doing business. He looks dirty, but the story has changed. Even when I started as a preacher, as a young preacher, and I left business, I was selling vehicles before I came into ministry. I was an auto dealer. Before Tokunbo becomes what it became today, we were in it. In those days when I drive my Tokunbo, those boys, they don't have money to buy cars and display in their auto shops. They will pursue me and say, do you want to sell it? And I can sell it there, collect my money and take taxi and go home, go and pick another one. That was the business I was doing. But when I left, of course, God had to teach me a lesson to depend upon him. So I left, and there was no business and there was no money. But I had a vision. Every day, when people gives me money, I won't buy clothes, I won't buy shoes, I won't buy wristwatch, I will go and buy Bible. Because that is what he has called me to do. So I will go and buy Bible. I remember one day I was teaching in the Bible school. I used to be a principal of a Bible school. And I was teaching, I was paying for a Bible, 7,200 naira. 26 translations. So the man brought the Bible to me in the school. And then the student said, how much did you buy this Bible? I said, 7,200. So they look at me as if, 7,200. That was about 30 years ago. What are you going to do with it? 7,200. Just one Bible? And I came to the class and I told them, and I said, you see this Bible? We buy me clothes. You see this Bible? We put food on my table. You see this Bible? We send my children to school. You see this Bible? We build me a house. You see this Bible? We buy me a car. A man with a vision. I made it plain to myself. Read it again and again. And everything I said that day, that Bible did for me. It looks as though I was not serious. My mates were going to Mr. Biggs, and they go there every Sunday to eat. I can't go there. I am buying Bible. I don't play games. I am reading the Bible. I don't go to, even up till now, I don't go to parties. I go to the party of the Bible. I have a vision. No man bows to mediocrity. It's when they know you have what they don't have, that's when they respect you. Am I correct? As I close, I want you to understand that God has made you a life. You are a time. God has something in his mind. He wanted to say it. Permit me, he didn't know how to say it. And he said, let me create Kunle. Let Kunle by his life say what I wanted to say. That's who you are. That's who you are. That's who I am. That's why I cannot live otherwise than the way God ordained me to live ever before I was born. There mustn't be any disconnection. What Jesus was before he was born, he was when he was born, and he is now after his death. It's a continuous flow. Number three, because I want to finish now. The third one is to read. Now, permit me to tell you, I may not open the Bible. See, there is the word R-E-D. There is the word R-E-E-D. Are pronounced read. The first one is to read. To read. The second one is to